Yes, sir.
All right, we started?
Listen, man. We got a special episode today, man. We got a special one today. We've got star Syracuse wide receiver Cam Jordan joining us today.
Cam Jordan!
Yes, sir.
What it do?
What it do, man?
What's happening?
All right. So just give us an introduction, you know, where you at right now, college life, Syracuse. What's going on?
Yeah, so I'm just quarantined, cooped up in the house in Syracuse, actually. I was home for a little bit, and then, I had to get away. Too many distractions at home. People always trying to come, hang out and do this, and that. I know we're supposed to be quarantined, but, it's tough being at home, Long Island, and all my friends are back home. So, I came up here by myself, got the whole apartment by myself. So I'm just, working out, trying to stay focused, getting ready for the season, if we do have a season.
Right, that's facts.
Yeah.
So, you got it. Start off.
Cam, what's up, baby? Yo, before I even introduce this man myself, just to let you know, me and Cam always knew about each other, but the first time we linked up was at SAT prep. SAT prep. So we went to the tutoring center. And me and Cam did not go for no SAT prep.
Didn't do anything in there. Oh, my God. They had to split us up, right? At one point, they had to split us up.
Nah, man.
It was
like Cam over here, Oliver over there. I'm like, dude. Like, every 5 minutes, I'm peeking in his room like, yo, Oliver.
That's real talk. And it's crazy because we didn't even, know each other. But the minute we met, it was like bros. Like, so-and-so?
Yeah.
So-and-so? Boom, we're best friends. Like, right away.
Exactly. It was crazy. It was crazy connection right off the bat.
You want to hear the crazy part is during that time, Cam was deciding whether he was going to play basketball or football. And
you remember that.
He was like, oh, I don't know. Oh, like, I don't know what I'm deciding yet. Because Cam was good at every sport, to be honest, except baseball. I think it was trash.
Baseball.
What position you play in basketball?
I was like a combo guard forward, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was always taller than everybody else. So I was just, like the slasher, getting to the basket, grabbing boards, taking rebounds. Like it was I did everything, but it was fun. I miss basketball a lot. I do. But, we still play up here, like pick up games, intramurals and stuff like that, but it's nothing serious.
What made you choose football over basketball, though?
So I get that question a lot, actually. So my first sport was always basketball. I always played basketball. Like since I was like 5 years old, I picked up playing basketball. And I actually didn't start playing football like competitively until my sophomore year of high school. And, all the offers started coming in for football, you know what I'm saying? Like all the ACC schools, Big Ten, a little Big Ten, Pac-12. And then my coaches were telling me, like, Cam, like, you can really, like, blow up with this. Like, if you really take it seriously, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could, go to the next level of college and then maybe, like, if you're really good enough, go to the pros. So I was like, wow, like, that's really something I'm looking forward to. I want to do. So, I made the decision my junior year to stick with football and, rest is history. So
that's amazing.
A lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
So tell me, when I met you was junior year, correct?
Right.
What was your mindset during that time? How would you say has been like the difference of like, we were a child because my mindset has changed drastically. What was your mindset during that time? Like, how has it changed? Like, I want to hear that development. That's the key to this podcast is the development and growth.
Right. So, like, my mindset when I was a junior in high school was, just work hard at everything that you do. Because, schoolwork was important. It still is important. Sports was important to me. Friends and family was very important to me. So I was always taught to, go 110% in everything that you do. And, I didn't know if basketball was going to be my sport. I didn't know football was going to be my sport. So, I had to give it my all in everything that I did. You know what I'm saying? So, just as a kid, I just worked hard all the time. I was always in the gym. I was always on the field. I was always in the weight room getting work in. Tutoring sessions, SAT prep, we didn't take it serious. I was there, trying to make the most of it. But, just giving it your all the time was, my mindset because getting to the next level is very hard. Everyone is working hard, but what's going to separate you is making those sacrifices. And that's what I did in high school. like those Sweet 16s that you want to go to on the weekends. Maybe you had to travel for, AAU or, be in the gym. You got to miss stuff like that. And my thought process was, even if I miss those things, I can get it back later. Once I'm set in life and once I'm making like what I want to make, which is like millions at the pro level, then I can sit back and go to those Sweet 16s or parties or the clubs and stuff like that. So, you just got to make sacrifices. And I understood that at a young age. And I think that's very important for, kids that are coming up now. Sacrifices are going to be part of the game for sure. And
yes.
that. You guys know that.
I was actually going to talk about that. That was a big thing, especially with our first episode. We were talking about sacrifices, time management. And
right.
I wanted to ask you, especially being a student athlete, how do you balance being an athlete and a student? And what were some of the challenges dealing with that, making those sacrifices and sacrificing all that time?
Right. So, my first year, the transition from high school to college was very difficult for me. Not going to lie, because I wasn't really big in academics. I really didn't study a lot. I just, went with the flow and just went along with everything. So being able to balance, school and sports was a difficult part for me because I didn't really care about, school like that. But being in college now, a D1 athlete, like you're gonna have to keep your GPA up. You're gonna have to, go to study hall every day and go to class because they're checking up on you. Coaches are checking. If you're not going to classes, then you're gonna get punished in practice, or you're just gonna get benched in the game. So I understood that, and just like I'm working 110% on the field, I'm gonna give it in the classroom also. But the coaches and the coaching staff now, we have a really we have a routine every day. Like everything is so structured in school that like you really don't have time to mess up, because right after class you're going to the film room or to the weight room and straight to practice and then back to class. Like it's just so structured, each and every day that like you really don't have time to be messing up and stuff like that. So I think the coaches do a really good job of keeping everything so structured that you get into a routine every day and it's just you're so used to that, and your body just learns to deal with that kind of stuff along the way. But now being a junior, like it's kind of easy to me. It's first nature to me.
Good advice.
Cam, I wanted to ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
How do you stay true to yourself and stay the same exact Cam I met 4 or 5 years ago? How do you stay true to yourself, even though you're a Syracuse football guy? I mean, Long Island, we come to Long Island, even though we're nothing special, but we are elite athletes, so we are looked at a lot differently, especially by the youth and people we've
absolutely.
How do you stay true to yourself and stay the same exact Cam no matter what?
Well, I do see people that change, each and every day. Like when people make it, they change. They lose sight of where they came from and who helped them get there. I'm real big on family and friends. I don't forget the people that's always been in my corner. And one thing that I learned throughout my years being in school is that I'm not home during the summertime. I'm always in school during the summer. The whole summer I'm in school. I'm in Syracuse. I don't go home for the summer. So I distance myself from everyone, and I see who is going to hit me up, text me, see how I'm doing in school, see what's going on, like how my days are going, if I need to talk, you know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate those people that are in my corner, and I don't forget about those people that helped me get there. So that's really the biggest thing for me, staying true to myself and remembering those that helped me get to the place that I want to get to, because everyone can't do it by themselves. You're gonna need help along the way, no matter what. If it's your mom, dad, coach, sister, brother, friends, anyone. So I appreciate everyone that's been there for me, and especially like Oliver. Like we just talked about it. Like even if we don't text each other for months and you hit me up, you know what it is. Like we don't gotta say it. You know what I'm saying? Like we know what the deal is. So that's really my biggest thing. Staying true to yourself and staying humble is a big thing. Trying to get to the next level in college. But I do appreciate you saying that I haven't changed, Oliver. You don't think I changed since you met me?
I think you've changed like I'm not gonna hold you. Like when you grow up, you start realizing who your true friends are. So you really start. Some people hit you up like, "Yo, you changed up." No. I didn't change up. I leveled up, and you're
Exactly.
Amen.
not.
Amen.
Exactly.
Amen.
And
Amen.
unfortunately, you haven't leveled up with me. So I'm sorry to tell you, as much as I care about you, as much as I want to see you win, you can't be surrounded with me. I'm as cocky as that sounds, as truthful as that sounds. That's just the truth. Like I'm not gonna hold you. Cam is someone I respect because he's leveled up and he's leveled up with me. I've leveled up with him, and it's someone that he has not stayed stagnant. It's so easy. Listen, it's one thing to go Division One, and then walk around with your slinging on the floor, thinking you're all that. Thinking that I could get any girl in Long Island, I could do whatever because I'm the Division One athlete. But no, bro. If anything, we have a target on our back. We have people who look up to us. You know what I'm saying? Like I know Cam has a little brother. I have a little sister. So whoever I disrespect or whatever I do, it's gonna be okay for her to do because I did it. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Be a role model.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So,
And that's another thing too. Like having a younger sibling and having like people that are younger than you that look up to you is a big part of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to set an example for my brother. Like my brother comes to me all the time, Kane. Like do you know about this and that? Like I want to be able to tell him right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? He comes to me and talks to me about those kind of things, and I'm happy that I can be that person. Not even my brother. Like I have friends younger friends that hit me up all the time. Cam, like, let's talk about this. I'm open to it. So that's a good point. I like that. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to continue that conversation you were talking about, with the amount of hustle and hard work you got to put even in the off season. You said it, you never get to go back home a lot. You're always on campus continuing to work hard in your sport. And, Ali could attest to that too. When he was a D1 baseball player, he rarely had to go back, to see his family. So the biggest thing I wanted to ask, and I'll segue it to the next topic, is, what was the mental tool you would use when you were under pressure? You had all that under, pressure on you. How were you able to overcome it?
Right. So, like mentally, Division I sports is so hard now. Like it takes a mental toll on you that like you can't even put into words. Oliver, back me up on this. Like, like it's crazy. And the one thing that really like got me through it was, my family. I leaned on my family so much because there's been times where like I wanted to, walk away from the sport because it got too hard or I feel like I wasn't good enough. And the one phone call I used to make always was my mom. I called my mom, I can't do this anymore. I can't, work hard anymore. And she's like, Cam, like, this is what you've been working hard for your whole life. Like, it's just getting hard. It's just getting harder. You just got to overcome it. It's just adversity. It's going to happen in life, not even in sports, just everything in life. Oliver, you faced adversity. Like, I can't even imagine what you went through. But this man right here is one of the most positive. Like, I admire you. I really do admire you, Oliver. Like, for real.
Yeah, the mute stuff. He was laughing too much.
Yeah, he's like, cause he knows what we talk about. Like we get into deep conversations so much that like I think, okay, like this is getting hard. I can't finish this workout. But honestly, sometimes, like I'm being so honest with you, I thought about you at least like 3 times while I was in school. And I was like, yo, like if this man can do it, like I can do it. Because this man literally, like, Oliver, I don't even gotta say it. Like,
Ali, you gotta share that. You gotta share that story, man. You gotta share that inspiring story.
Please.
Definitely,
Go ahead, bro.
Definitely, that's a story to tell, and I'm gonna keep our viewers waiting for that story. But I'm gonna keep, it's just
right.
I'm just gonna be honest. Like, there was a point in my life where the only thing left was either I run through this wall or I kill myself. And I said, I'm not killing myself. I'm way too good looking to kill myself. That's just a fact.
Hey,
I'm not killing myself.
I'll back you up on that.
I'm too confident to kill myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
man.
like we're talking about December 10th. Damn, you gotta get me into this. December 10th, what, 2018? 2018, I collapsed, had a heart attack. And before that, we're talking about I am walking into a day as a Division I athlete, my last final, have a whole girlfriend, have my life together, you know, I was gonna go back home, like release the stress, get everything going again, and boom, drop that like that. And I'm not gonna get too fully into the story to not waste too much time, but you know, I was in a coma for 4 days, and in the matter of 10 days, so I got out of the hospital in 10 days. In the matter of 10 days, they told me I wouldn't play baseball again. I wouldn't go back to school again. And my relationship went down the drain.
Don't give him no more. Don't give him no more. Save it. That's
Save
it.
bro.
Don't give him no more. That's
And
it.
the fact that I'm here, like, talking to my boy Cam and making this podcast is really showing who I really am. You get what I'm saying? I want to bring light to the fact of positivity. This coronavirus, this lockdown we have, like, you could really use to change your whole life and your whole mindset. You get what I'm saying?
Sir. Yes, sir.
So that's the important part of this podcast. This was why I made up the idea, hit up Sal, and right away our first guest has to be Cam, because it's someone, as much as you look up to me, I look up to you, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
For sure.
the same thing with Sal, with someone I respect as much. And it's just growing, bro. And again, I repeat, we are leveling up together. You get what I'm saying?
Respect.
Sports are going to end. Listen to me. LeBron's going to retire. We're all going to one day retire from the sport. You know, there's going to be something else besides sports. And we need to realize that either it's now or it's later on in life, but there's going to be a point where we're going to retire.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have another career. We're going to have another career. And we need to focus on what's important. It's important, as difficult as a man, it may be for a man to say this, you need to self-grow. You need to grow up. You get what I'm saying? You need to look in the mirror and say, what am I providing for the world? I'm 20 years old. If I have this mindset with my boys, we could be successful together, can't we? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's just that's what my mindset is, and that's why, you know, it's huge talking to you guys. And this podcast is more talking to being able to connect with my boys again. You know, it's providing that influence, bro. How many kids, Cam can relate to this because we live basically in the same town. Like, what did you even know much about college? Oh, we're going to play. Just going to play. Like, you didn't know, oh, school is this serious? Like, you'll get this degree. Like, no, okay, whatever degree there is.
Yeah, I didn't think school was gonna be this serious when I first came here. Like I didn't realize how structured it was, how much, like, how different it is. Like, bro, I don't know about you, but before I came to Syracuse, I did not touch a weight. I did not lift for nothing before I came to school. When I first came into school, like, the weight room was my best friend. Like, you see me now, bro. Like, my body does not look anything like what I looked like in high school.
Facts. You look a little smaller than me still, though. You look a little smaller than me still.
Yeah, we can hit the gym, bro, and see who puts up more weight. You already know.
Man.
The connection is failing. I can't really hear you too much. Nah, it's true, bro. That's true, bro. Sal was a basketball man, and he was explaining in the first episode how he had to, like, step away from basketball. Sal, let him know, like, talk a little bit about that too. Like,
high school, you know, I was 4 years in basketball. You know, I was playing varsity at the sophomore level, and I endured a lot of injuries. I actually didn't mention this in that first episode. You know, I broke my ankle 1 year. Next year, broke my forearm. And then it was come to a point, it was just like, I know my future is not basketball. You know, I'm injury prone. You know, my talent isn't where it should be. So I had to focus on my real career, which was in business, you know, accounting. And I actually was going to ask you this next. And that was, you know, as an athlete, you know, do you ever keep in mind or ever think about a plan B, you know, with whatever career you're pursuing right now, you know, besides athletics?
Absolutely. You know, everyone has to have a plan B. Like you said, like, sports doesn't last forever. Like, it's going to come to an end one day. So my plan B is, you know, to go work with kids somehow, some way, to be a coach for them, be a mentor to them. I'm actually going to intern at the Boys and Girls Club up here in Syracuse, work with kids, you know, try to mentor, be like an older brother to them. And that's what I actually enjoy doing. You know, in high school, I was in something called Key Club. Like, that was, you know, helping the less. I remember that. I was helping. Yeah. Were you in that?
Yeah, I used to be in Key Club, after school program.
Okay, yeah. So you know about it. Like, I did all of that in high school, man. Like, I enjoy working with kids. I enjoy making an impact on their lives. That's something that I enjoy doing. So my plan B is to, just be a mentor to them, try to help them as much as I can and create opportunity and different paths, for them. Because, I had a mentor when I was younger. I had someone I looked up to, and I really appreciate that person. And now I want to do the same for someone else. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely have to have a plan B.
That's awesome.
That's one of the things to add to what Cam said. So, I added it before, like being successful. What's the point of being successful? Like, why? Say we talk about being millionaires. You get what I'm saying? Like, why? Like, you get that question asked. Yes, you have the money, you get the cars, you get the house. Okay, you got it. What now? What now?
What are you gonna do?
What now?
Right,
that's what I'm
right.
saying. And that's just the biggest part. And my dad's always told me something. He goes, if you can't learn how to save $2, you're not gonna learn how to save 1,000. You're not gonna learn how to save 10,000. And that's something to impact. Deep. But it's deep, bro. It's like something that like the youth needs to learn. You get what I'm saying? Like this podcast, bro, we have like 7 subscribers so far. But it's just the fact of like if one kid can hit me up in a couple years from now and say, Ali, what I heard from you and Sal and Cam or whoever you interviewed, whoever you were part of, changed my life, changed my perspective, that's all I care about. Because I know coming up to college, I had no clue what I was getting myself into. And thank you, Lord Jesus Christ, that I was raised the right way. Because I am telling you, there was a lot of routes where it wasn't straight.
Yes, sir.
And that's just something I feel like I want to ask you that, Kim. How difficult was it for you to just stay on the same straight path? Like, was it ever temptation? Like, nah, let me try this out. Like, it was always like, no, like my mom taught me better. Like, you know what I'm saying? How was it for you?
There's so many distractions in this world. Like, you need, some people lose sight of what's important in life. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that like I know where I want to go with my life, and the fact that I know what I want to do in life helps me a lot. I have goals. I have goals that I want to achieve someday. So, having parents that, implants that in my brain at a young age definitely helped me a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I know what I want to do in life, and I'm not gonna let anyone get in my way of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's to get to the next level, get to the pros, and after that, I just want to be able to take care of my family and support them and provide for them. So I'm not gonna let anyone step in my way of doing that. So for sure.
How much does it motivate you to see kids you're on the team with get drafted? How impactful is that? What feeling is that?
Dude, like all the guys on the team that got drafted, like they're my boys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy for them. I'm so happy for them because I've seen them work hard all the time, and I'm putting in the same amount of work that they are. So what's different for me? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing what they're doing. So why can't I get drafted? You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna make me work 10 times harder because if they're doing it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna keep going until I get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like I still have yet to have a breakout year, and I feel like this year is gonna be my year. So, all hopes.
I mean, it's just a thing where I feel like, this is what I did my freshman year when I got my shot after when I came in my freshman year. I had won MVP the year before coming into college. So I'm over here like, all right, like I may not be the best player, but I'm a decent player. I'm not a bad player. Mm-hmm. And coming in, I remember coach was like, everyone but me. Would mention everyone but me. And I'm like, it's okay. I don't need any mentions. That's fine. I'll win my spot over. And I just remember it was like the 10th game. Bro, we went to Tennessee State. I didn't see a game. I didn't see a single game. I was on the bench. Everybody got a shot. I was raising my hand like, Coach, I'm right here, Coach. I don't know if you see me on the roster. Yeah. So, bro, craziest story ever was 10th game comes around. We're playing University of Penn, UPenn. And everyone's hurt. Every infield is hurt. I am the last option. Coach goes, who the fuck are we going to play now? Who are we going to play now? And I'm like,
he disrespecting you.
Oh, she just said that. Bro, and that lit a fire under my ass because what I would do is there was a facility that was 20 minutes away. And after I didn't play in Tennessee, I'd go there. I'd put a tee up and I'd hit. Wow, I hit. Quietly, like by myself, a little music on. I was like motivated. I was like tears running down my eyes. I'm just hitting. I'm like, but when I get my shot, I know that God and my work, I know that I gave it my all. So even if I strike out, I gave it my complete all. What happened? I get my shot. I hit 380 for the next 15 games. I was hitting 380. I won my spot over. I flew through a fence my first day. It was just that motivation that just kept on going, bro. And like that's the thing I feel like you could like compare to is the fact of in basketball, football is just that fire that you need to just get counted out. Like counted out. Oh yeah, watch me now. Boom.
Exactly.
Drives you,
Yep.
bro. Drives you. And to get back to like the whole situation, my accident, that taught me that I hit rock bottom. The only thing left for me to like fail on is my parents, like one of them dying. God forbid. But that's the most pain I could really feel. I lost everything. I lost physically everything. In a matter of 10 days, I lost everything besides my family and God. That's the only two things I didn't lose.
And you know that going off that, man, like I feel like people and athletes that hit rock bottom, like they work 10 times harder than anybody else. And I have yet, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have yet to hit rock bottom. I have never hit rock bottom. I can't relate to you, and I can't say that I know what it feels like because I don't. But I can only imagine, you know, how hard, you know what I'm saying, like how hard you work. And even after everything that happened to you, you know, we talked about it, and I could just hear in your voice the passion and the motivation that you had to get back. And I was like, yo, like he's actually gonna go crazy when he gets in. Like something bad's gonna, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I knew something was gonna happen, bro. So like that motivation is insane, bro. It does things to you, and I just can't explain it.
One piece of advice, you know, I would say that really helped me out. That I don't know, like we're just on the topic. And I started associating myself who were brilliant, who were smart. Because you know we're athletes. We love to have fun. We love to joke around. We love to be with people who are fun, which is great. But once you start hanging out with people who are brilliant, that's a combination of athleticism and brilliance that come together. And, bro, I'm telling you right now, I've went up so many levels because I was always the athlete. My body's good. Okay, I'm good. Like, I could talk well. I'm good. But when it came to school,
Right.
I would get nervous. But now that I've hung out with people who are brilliant or smarter and add to my life, I'm bringing so much more to the table that's important, bro. I remember I got a phone call from an internship that said, hey, we're calling you back because we want to offer it to you. Someone dropped out, and we want to give it to you. Hey, by any chance, is your GPA 3.3? And I go, no. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, hung up.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah,
and that's just things that, you know what I'm saying, Cam? Is like, I feel like, you know.
But listen, it didn't stop you though. Think about it. You know, you had that phone call, you know, they just immediately shut you down, but that didn't stop you from continuing to pursuing that goal of yours.
Exactly. And it probably taught you to work harder too to get that 3.3, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, of course. And it's just I mean, I got 3.8 this semester. I went
3.8 this semester.
I got tight. It was stupid.
Exactly. Flex on it.
Yo, I'm dead. But like one thing I want to say is I want to say this to anyone that's listening to this, to you, Cam, to you, Sal, just look at me that hit rock bottom. Look at me and don't get there. Like the only way, like realize that pain and live that pain with me so it could fire you to do more. So when you feel like you want to fail, you want to like give up or you want to do whatever, understand like, damn, Ali went through something worse. Ali would be disappointed in me. Do it, bro. And that's just the goal. It's like, use my pain so you don't have to go through. Use my mistakes, even though I couldn't control it. But use the mistakes I've made prior to fuel you guys, because that's how we grow. That's how we learn. That's how we embrace success. That's how more success comes out of it. And
absolutely. I just want to piggyback what you're talking about. You know, like, you know, many athletes have gone probably, you know, similar to your situation. I can name a few. You know, Derrick Rose tore his ACL, and, you know, everyone was like, it's over. His career's done. He's not the same player. Next thing you know, he comes back, and he's a starter for the Detroit Pistons. You know, he never gave up. Another athlete was Kobe Bryant. You know, he endured, you know, RIP legend, Kobe Bryant, you know, gone too soon. And, you know, Kobe endured a lot of pain in his career as well as injury, failure. You know, Kobe airballed 4 crucial shots against the Utah Jazz in the 97 playoffs. And, you know, people were like, you know, they just got a horrible rookie. Next thing you know, he becomes a 5-time champion and becomes a legend. So what I wanted to take from that was, you know, and I wanted to ask Cam, you know, this is a football, you know, special. We got a star wide receiver. I had to represent Victor Cruz. You know, Victor Cruz was an undrafted, you know, wide receiver. Start off with the Jets, and, you know, he became a stud, you know, being a Super Bowl champion with the Giants. And I wanted to ask you, you know, like, who inspired you as a young athlete, and you take into consideration his career?
What a question.
Brought it to yourself. Yes, sir.
It's a hell of a question. That's one hell of a question.
Yeah, it is. That is a crazy question.
It could be basketball too.
Anything, whatever motivates it.
All right, so one person that, you know, do you guys know the DeAndre Hopkins story about his mother? Do you guys know that?
She's blind, correct?
She's blind. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So every game, whenever he scores a touchdown, he brings that ball and gives it to his mother. When I heard that story, I was like, wow, like that is inspiring, and that's actually insane, because that is something that I want to be able to share with my mother. My mother is not blind. My mother doesn't have any, like, you know what I'm saying? Like she's not disabled in any way, but like that's something that I want to share with her. DeAndre Hopkins, you know, he's a great wide receiver. You know, I look at him and I'm like, okay, like this is what I need to do. This is the level I need to play at, like to get to where he's at. But you know what I'm saying? DeAndre Hopkins, you know, been through a lot. You know, he lost. I forget. Did he lose? I'm pretty sure his brother or something like that. He lost his brother or cousin, or I don't remember.
Yes.
He lost someone that was close to him. Yeah, he lost someone that was really close to him. You know, he overcame that. He worked 10 times harder to get to the level that he wanted to be at, and he still made it possible. And he still overcame everything and still made his mother happy. Even though his mother can't see him playing, she is there physically in the arena every single game. And that's something that I would love to share with my parents one day.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so he's definitely a great role model and a great person that I look up to each and every day. And even like Karl Anthony Towns, you know, he lost his mother to
Oh, she ended up dying. She ended up dying.
She ended up dying, right?
Yeah,
she ended up dying.
To the coronavirus.
Oh my god.
So like that's just another thing, you know what I'm saying? Like he lost his mother to, you know, to something that he couldn't control. Like it was out of his control. But I bet you Karl Anthony Towns is going to go off next season. Like he is going, like he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but like I just think his playing level is going to go up after this, like after, you know, everything gets resolved.
Right.
So those two players right there, you know, I definitely look up to. It's inspiring. It motivates me, and I hate to read about stuff like that, but it's also like nice to hear that, like, you know, they're still in the game, they're still playing, and they're still contributing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Cam, tell me about how does it, you know, to kind of like, how does it feel to get hit in football? Like, bro, I'll be honest with you, bro.
Yeah,
I'll catch a ball and see a man running at me. He could take the ball. He could take that ball. I am not getting hit. I am not getting hit. Oh, nah.
Oh, man. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, that's a great transition. We all serious and stuff, and then Ali just takes it, like, just left. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's our Tommy from Power. He's our Tommy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, Power, man. We need that back. We get it.
Can we just I'm gonna answer that question, but can we just talk about that real quick? Who's your
Power?
favorite character in Power? Yeah.
Oh my god, Ghost is so gangster, bro.
I love Tommy.
Sal, this is why I bang with you, bro. Tommy is
Tommy.
He's
The
gangster, bro.
Okay, I'll agree with that. No. Who's the realest? Who's the realest? That's a whole different question. Tommy, without a doubt. Who's the realest?
Tommy,
but you cannot lie.
You
cannot lie though. Ghost is that man. Like Ghost is
absolutely
no.
Oh my, you can't, bro. You can't hate. Like no matter how fake he is, no matter how fake and like.
That's the reason why he's got haters. Think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Tommy is the realest. He's never backstabbed anybody.
Tommy's the realest, and then it's Kanan, bro. Kanan is crazy. Like he is real. You can't mess, bro. He shot his own son in the head. Like, come on, bro. You're not beating that.
50 was crazy for that.
You're not beating that. Come on,
Oh,
man.
what is
Go back to that question though about the hit.
You know what sucks about this coronavirus is that all these shows are now.
Yeah, they're off. Outer Banks. Watch Outer Banks on Netflix. That was a good
Heard
show.
about that.
Outer Banks.
But
Money Heist.
Yeah. I couldn't get into Money Heist. I didn't like Money Heist.
Heard a lot of good reviews on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it again though.
Whoa! We're talking about documentaries. We want to stay on topic. The Last Dance, baby. Talk to me.
Okay, The Last Dance. Wait, so you want me to ask that question before, and could we just go to the
Well,
Last Dance?
you don't want to answer?
I'll answer.
That's Ali's question.
I want to know. Like, I've never been hit like that, bro. If someone hits me with a baseball, I'm tight the whole game. I'm leaving the bat right there. Like,
I feel you. Like, I feel like, listen, like, those big hits really, like, it's rare. It's really rare. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you really gotta, like, not be paying attention to get hit like that. And it happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens, but I feel like you gotta just know the personnel. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know who you're going up against. Like, if you see, like, if you know a safety is a big hitter, you gotta be alert. You gotta know where he is at all times on the field. Like, you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know you're possibly getting the ball, you gotta know where he is. But honestly, like hits really aren't that bad. They're really not that bad, bro. Like, it doesn't hurt. Like, it depends on where you get hit. If you get hit, like, in the groin or, like, in the stomach area, that's going to hurt. But, like, if you get anywhere where, like, you're padded up, it's not that bad. Or, like, a helmet to the arm is bad. Like, that's bad.
Okay.
Like,
Do you see me in my eyes right now? Are you looking at my eyes right now?
Yeah, I am.
I am not listening to you say that it does not hurt. I don't care what you say.
Bro, it's not. Listen.
That boy's coming.
The thing that is crucial that I want to say is the head-to-head injuries. That's the thing.
That's
how do you avoid that? How do you avoid that? Because that used to be my issue when I used to play.
You can't. Like, there's no way to avoid it.
That big old head, not getting avoided.
Yeah. Nah. Your head is different story. I'm dead. But
yeah. Well, it's so.
Hey, but them head-to-head injuries are bad, but, like, you really can't avoid it because it's all about the defender. Like, the defender is the one that's really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's leading with his head, so it could be bad, but it could also, like, not be that bad, to be honest with you. It depends on who's hitting you, for real, and it depends on, like, how big you are, too.
Facts.
Like,
very
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, that's
very true. So, do you feel what is, like, the most pain you've had? Like, what part of your body is what has the most pain? Like, your knees, your shoulders. Like, what is the most? Because I know myself has always been our arms and my knees.
okay.
Like, always been banged up. So.
You mean like when I'm getting hit or when I'm just playing?
In general, what's gotten the most, like, pain? Like, where have you gotten the most pain? Like, usually.
So my
your back?
foot. My foot has been. My feet actually get really bad because, like, I'm running constantly and I'm cutting constantly. My knees are pretty bad too because it's a lot of wear and tear on your knees. You know what I'm saying? Like, after a while, you're getting hit there. I mean, I'm 6'4", so, like, when I'm getting tackled, it's usually, like, around the knee area. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm taller. I'm a taller guy, so people just shoot for my legs. So usually my legs get pretty bad, to be honest with you, banged up a bit.
How tight, how mad, how upset do you get when people hit you hard? Do you get really upset, or is it like, you know?
The only time I really get upset is when they start taking cheap shots. Like, when they take cheap shots, like, when I'm on my way down and, like, someone comes in and just tries to blow me up, like, that's when I get upset. I'm like, all right, bro, like, you didn't have to do all that. But, you know, it's part of the game. It happens. But
I can't see Cam getting mad. So spoken. Like,
you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people say that.
saying?
A lot of people say that.
Like,
but,
you know, I'm rough. I'm loud. Like, it's easy
Kind
to
of like
be
a LeBron a little bit.
Yeah, it takes a lot for me to it takes a lot for me to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? But football is a different story though. Like, if you go into a game like just like all like nonchalant, laid back, like, you're gonna get killed. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta find that switch where you can flip it and you can just be like on go and like be upset about something. You know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like your freshman year, the seniors were really like accepting you guys, or they made you, not that they bullied you guys, but made you like win that, like, basically win that respect? Or was it like open arms, you have the respect, if you mess up, you lose it? Or is it like you got to win this hug?
Nah, you gotta earn your stripes. You definitely gotta earn your stripes and everything. You know what I'm saying? So, I definitely felt like I've earned my stripes. Like earned my stripes since maybe last year. Like I felt like I was a part of the gang, like the guys. You know what I'm saying? I was a part of everyone. Like my first year I came here, like I was just hanging out with like the freshmen and stuff like that. I really wasn't hanging out with the upperclassmen because you know what I'm saying? Like no upperclassman wants to hang out with freshmen. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Especially the
last
bigger
year,
team, especially that big of a
that's
team.
Yeah.
yeah, like no one really wants to hang out with freshmen like that. But last year I felt like they were more open arms and more accepting, to me because like I've been here, I went through the 4-8, like we went on a losing streak. Like I was a part of that. I was with them. I felt the pain that they felt. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really brought like me closer to them. And now this year I'm one of the guys now. So
That
it's fun. It's
you
nice.
know you know that would be dope, Kim, if you could like bring maybe one of your teammates someday and we could like talk to them and like really see what their point of view is, and it'd be dope to have that maybe like one of the players you're close with or something tell their story too and be part of this hangout that we have here. This just talk about motivation and focus and about power. And
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I'm
Awesome.
down. I'm down. Just let me know when. Let me know next time you guys want
cool.
me on. I'll bring someone on for sure.
That's cool. But back to the last dance. Sal, do you have a question or no?
I was actually just one question. It was just actually similar to Ali's, talking about your freshman year and maybe even your underclassmen, sophomore year, whatever. What was it like, to see players, or unless it happened to yourself, dealing with athletes that maybe didn't have too much minutes or playing time? How were they able to cope with it, accept it, and still motivate themselves to, earn their stripes, like you were talking
That's
about?
huge question.
Yeah, so I like that. So my first year I redshirted. Like I sat out my first year. I didn't play at all. Like, so I was one of those kids, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to come into practice each and every day and still practice, like, and get no results. I was just practicing just to practice. No games, no time, no nothing. So that year was very, very tough for me because um I had the mindset, and I had a real childish mindset at the time. I was like, I'm just out here practicing for nothing. I'm not playing in no games. Like, what's the point of me practicing? Like, I don't have to go hard. I don't have to, run routes, 110%. Like, this is stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I had that childish mindset, like literally the whole season. And I went the whole season just like going through the motions, not giving it up my all. Just I was on scout team, like I wasn't having fun. You know what I'm saying? And that was honestly the lowest point that I've been in my life because I wasn't having fun. I was working, like I was just going through the motions, not happy. I was coming home every day, just going straight to sleep, not talking to anyone. Like it was a tough time for me. So
But you still did it. You
um,
still pushed through it.
exactly and earlier when we were talking about like like what motivated you, like that, calling my mom and telling her, like that was the time I was calling my mom, having conversations, right, talking about, mom, I don't think this is for me anymore. Like I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm really upset. I'm at a low point. And she's like, Cam, like it's gonna get better. You just gotta push through it. This is your first year. Like you're gonna regret it. And I'm happy that I had conversations with her because if I did quit, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't be on the phone talking to you guys right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be here in this position that I'm at now. So I'm just blessed that, I'm still here. I'm still working hard, and I still got that vision in my head of getting where I want to get to. You know what I'm
Talk,
saying?
talk
With
to
that
me.
being
Talk.
said,
Go, Sal.
I want to add one more thing. With
Go,
that
Sal.
being said, what would be your advice for incoming freshmen that maybe they were scouted, they look like studs in high school, they were 5 stars, 4 stars, etc. They had an amazing mixtape. They would tell their friends, and then next thing you know, they're not getting playing time. What's your advice for those kids to continue to push forward?
Right. So the one thing that I had to overcome, and like I had to learn was that in high school, you're better than everyone else. Like they saw that you were obviously athletically and like you were mentally better than everyone else on the field or on the court. When you get to college, especially at a D1 school, ACC, everyone is good. Everyone that you line up in front of or you're competing against every day is good. Like if not good, better than you. And I had to learn that the hard way. Like I got killed my first year. Like I literally got killed. Like that's the reason why I didn't want to play anymore, because I felt like I wasn't good enough to play at a Division I ACC school. You know what I'm saying? So if I had to, talk to kids now and tell them, like, listen, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna come in here, you're gonna think you're the guy, and you think you should be playing. Like, no, like, people been here 3, 4, 5 years. Like, they've been working twice as hard as you have, and they know everything. Like, you still have to learn, you still have to develop, you still have to
The
grow
learning
as
curve.
an
The
athlete.
learning curve.
Exactly. Like, you have to learn and grow as an athlete. Like, your body has to change. My first year going into school, I weighed 185. Like, right now, sitting here right now, I'm weighing 215. Like, I put on that much weight, like in that time.